Hello, and what's going on? It's been a minute since I've done a What's Going On, but that's because I've been rolling out some awesome content. But, during the holidays, I get really busy, and this year has been extremely busy. As you can clearly tell, hopefully you can clearly tell, brand new set. That only could mean one thing, and one thing only. I moved. And I'm so lucky. I feel so lucky. I feel so happy and very, very fortunate that my fiance Jill and I found our dream house and are living the dream currently. I'm in my new office. Jill has a desk to my left here, and I get to have this backspace for you guys to look at. I've been trying to find ways to spice it up. Yeah, brand new house, brand new location, brand new, well, I wouldn't say brand new setup, because it's pretty much the same way I usually have it set up, but I just have lights configured in different locations. So, I'm still trying to get myself accustomed to this big change, this huge change. So I hope you guys like the new set. If you have any suggestions of what I could do in the back there, please leave those in the comments. There's quite a few things I want to go through here. I think it was 2 weeks after we got into the house, we adopted and rescued a second lovable bun. I'm not sure if you guys are familiar. We did get one last year. Her name is Evie, but our brand new white spunky boy is Fiji, and we love Fiji so much. We welcome him to our family, and we've worked on the process of bonding the two bunnies, and they're doing a great job. They're doing great. Little hiccups here and there, little poop. Little stain, little thing, running around, trying to get upstairs, making a mess, some hiccups, but otherwise they are bonding so well. Let's go to the next thing, because this is huge. This is I don't know, there's a lot of huge things going on. Philadelphia had their PAX Unplugged, which is a huge convention for board games, and I got to go. I finally got to go to an actual convention for board games. I've never been to any convention, for that matter, in that state of, like, booths and big signs and, like, bunch of companies were there. I've never been to one before. I thought it was so cool. What a magical moment to walk around and see so many different board games being advertised. Some of the games that I'm, like, kind of really interested in. I saw one that was it was kind of like a storybook, like a pop-up book, but it was like a mystery, like a clue. I have no idea how it's played, but I thought it was really cool that you get a bunch of these stories, and they're like pop-up books. But I had two goals. When I went to PAX Unplugged, there were two things that I needed to do. One was go to the Renegade booth. I got to meet Lee and Jordan from Renegade, working on heroScape. The booth was all about heroScape. I got to take pictures in front of the giant evil Raylan, which was so cool. Did I miss Lovey Attack? Because I did not go to Gen Con this year, and they had both Raylan and Lovey Attack, but hey, I'll take Raylan any day. She looked fantastic in person. They also had a huge diorama of heroScape made by Flash 19. Actually, a brand new one, because I asked Lee, is this the same one from the same design from Gen Con? She said no. He made an entirely brand new one for PAX Unplugged, which I thought was, bro, Flash, we need to talk soon. That is such a cool thing. I don't know where you even start with some kind of diorama like that. Well done, sir. Perfect. No notes. So I got to speak with Jordan first, and he was a pleasure to talk to. Very, very chill, very, very down to earth. We just talked about the basic things that we are talking about here, how heroScape is coming back. We talked about, the perspective of the heroScapers, and they're coming into a brand new company. Regardless if we're familiar with the HasLab campaign or not, like, it is such an interesting dilemma that Renegade has to come in kind of almost out of the blue and be like, hey, we're going to produce the game now. Where if you're, like I said, familiar with the campaign or not, like, at least for myself, like, I was used to Avalon Hill and the people working there, and we're like, we like these guys. And then all of a sudden Renegade comes through, it's like, well, who are you? Who are you guys? And so it's going to take time to get familiar with their team, and because they're building a team still, and even though they have things in a better place than what they were, based on from what Jordan has told me and Lee has told me, they really are just getting started. They really believe in this product, and they really want to make this the next big thing and continue working on this for the long run. And that also means as long as they can't make any promises, but as long as nothing extreme happens when it comes to painted miniatures, they're going to continue working and making sure that painted figures are an option. So go out, make the product. You can use my code. You can go use anybody's code. Doesn't matter. Go support Renegade and just make sure that that's the best way to tell them that you want the painted figures. Now, with that being said, I don't want to scare you, but majority of the sets that we're selling were unpainted. But you have to realize about the clientele at PAX Unplugged. PAX Unplugged has a bunch of gamers from a wide range of games. They're already familiar with painting figures. A lot of people coming from Warhammer and BattleTech, they get it. They already understand this, and they see those prices and go, that's dirt cheap. There was a lot of people running back and forth from the booth, and they had demos set up to play with the battle box and show off some of the characters. They even I got to finally see Hellforge. I got to see the Hellforge in person, and it's amazing that figure is single-based. And honestly, I thought he was going to be a lot bigger. But I love it. I cannot wait to get my Hellforge and paint him up. I got my Wraith Riders. I got my Lich Lord. And I think I got to figure out my color scheme, what I want to do. But I'm hoping that over the winter break, I can at least base coat them and get that process started. I'm looking forward to painting all of them. I also got the chance to talk to Lee, and she is also incredibly pleasant to talk to. I really love listening to her talk. Once again, we talked about the same things I talked about Jordan, the perspective of the heroScapers and Renegade. We talked about some things that they are currently working on that I was very, very excited about, especially when it came to the terrain expansions that they're looking to expand the game with. And this is stuff that we've technically already own, and they're just bring it out to the new masses. And I'm like, wait, you guys are going to do that? You guys can do that? I was like, this is awesome. I can't wait. So a lot of fun things down the line. It was such a pleasure to talk to her and see her in person. I think it was such a great moment to do that, because how often do you get to talk and meet with the person that is currently working on one of your favorite games of all time? How does that happen? Now, of course, Ryan got to meet Craig Van Nest himself at Gen Con, and I didn't get to go. But even so, meeting Lee was so awesome. I mean, it was a busy weekend. I had a Christmas party. My car had broken down a couple times. And it was like an absolute chaos to get to where I had to go to. But it was a very emotional weekend. It was so awesome to meet Lee and Jordan. And seeing the booth was just one of those just magical moments, man. It was just so cool to take pictures of the whole booth and see everything, and it made that a special moment in my heart. The second thing, the reason I went to PAX Unplugged was to go check out Source. Now, if you're not familiar with Source is a brand new terrain system that is coming from Adventure Together Games, and there's a gentleman there, Patrick, and he is working on a brand new game for Source called Terraforge. And so he was doing a demo, and I got to get a chance to do a private demo with Patrick, him showing off Terraforge to me. And honestly, that game is awesome. Other than the fact that I cannot wait for Source to be released. I really, really can't. Play tested some Source games on Tabletop Simulator, and finally getting the playtest one in person with the Source tiles. Terraforge was a lot of fun, and it really utilized this build the map aspect of the game. Using Source tiles to, essentially, you're building and constructing a map and moving units through your play style. And there was a point, it's a deck builder and also a tabletop war game. The last time I played a deck builder or a deck game was like either Yu-Gi-Oh! Or Pokemon. And I think it's more like Magic. He described it as more like Magic than either of the Pokemon or Yu-Gi-Oh! Games. I've never played Magic before, or, Magic the Gathering. I've never played it before. But as you're building the different shapes and moving things around the board, things start to come very familiar to another game that I'm very familiar with. And I think I have it right over here. Yeah, I do. Blocus. Between a deck builder and a tabletop war game, and you're playing Blocus, and you're also strategizing with how you're doing all of that, it's different, and I love it, and it uses Source tiles to its fullest potential, and I absolutely love that. I can't wait for Source. I cannot wait for Source tiles to come in. But thank you very much to Patrick and for showing me Terraforge. It's, as you can tell, it's a very, very exciting game for me, and I'm looking forward to it very, very much. And of course, to the team from Adventure Together Games. You guys hear that? The Adventure Together Games. Oh my God, Adventure Together Games. I'm very, very looking forward to Time Strike and the Source tiles, and you guys will know when that comes in the mail. I'm looking forward to seeing that at my doorstep, and trust me, you guys will know. I think it sounds like there's someone on my roof. Do you guys hear that? Hold on. Get my phone out. I think there's someone on my roof. That's weird. It sounded like I literally heard footsteps. I mean, it could have been squirrels, but I don't know. That was weird. I had to check it out. Like, it was just like so weird. Anyway, what? That wasn't there before. What is this? What? Merry Christmas? What? Santa? Alright, we gotta bring this upstairs. Dude, I don't know what this is, but this is nuts. Look at this. Look how big this is. This is huge. This is huge. Alright, I'm gonna open this up later. Let's go put this over here. Oh. Yeah, we'll leave that right there for now. And we'll open up that later. That's a huge box. So we gotta go check that out in a minute or so. But anyway, let's talk about, I think, the elephant in the room at this point. Not that elephant. That's like a rhino. That's a 2025 Rhino right there, rushing towards us. No, the elephant in the room I'm talking about is ScapeCon. Where is the ScapeCon 4 content? I know. But hopefully you guys can understand is that we got this house literally as soon as I got back from ScapeCon 4, and we were moving in, and everything else happened that I just talked about. So I hope you guys can understand you're going to get it as soon as January. January is going to be the beginning of the ScapeCon madness, assuming that nothing else crazy happens in between now and then. I have 3 scripts that I'm in the process of writing. There's going to be 1 video talking about, of course, the community aspect of ScapeCon, my full experience, and talk about practically what I think majority of the others were talking about, like their experience at ScapeCon 4. Another video is going to be talking about practically like my full education of what I learned leading up to ScapeCon 4 when it comes to competitive heroScape. I've written down a lot of different things talking about army building, my process, talking about like preparing, talking about like all the times, everything I've learned from going to all of the events from Connecticut and Maryland and Philly and ScapeCon East, which was another thing that I did go to. Completely forgot about ScapeCon East. Didn't even talk about my experience with that. Honestly, ScapeCon East is amazing. Real quick, ScapeCon East was amazing. I think I did almost the exact same I did as last year at ScapeCon East. I think I looked at the numbers. It was like literally the exact same, where it was like, I think I didn't go positive, but I didn't go a very far negative. I'll have to put the numbers on the screen. I'm pretty sure I looked that up, that I did okay. But one thing I do remember, and there's one little story that I remember, is the fact that I technically won 4 games in a row for an event, but I didn't win the event. So there was a tournament where I got to play with, I took Deathwalker 9K, I took Warden 816, and I took the VC Zedian Infantry. This was a team event. The reason that my team didn't win, but I won 4 games in a row. Regardless, I think officially or unofficially, I'll explain. There was a team event where myself and we were gonna have somebody else, but they fell ill and they couldn't come to ScapeCon East at all, which I felt terrible. But myself and my buddy Anthony, we played as a team, and we had to play in different events, but our victories totaled to the win for that entire tournament. So his army was tailored for a Marvel event, and then I played in the VC event, and then I think there was like a classic event or something. I think it was objective. It was like a destroy the crystal or something. And so my first game was with Ari. Was able to defeat him, which was awesome. I thought it was a really good game, and he played a really good game. I just somehow got the upper hand. How? I don't remember. I didn't film any of those games. I just go to play and try to get better. So it was a good matchup. Ari's a very good player. I was very, very fortunate to play against him, and we had a great game. The second game, I think it was another team of 2. That's what happened. It was another team of 2. But their second player was playing for the Crystal event, not my VC event. So instead of waiting like the hour or so, the guy, I can't think of his name. I'll put it on the screen. My apologies. Because we each got a bye. We all technically got a win. Why don't we play anyway and see how it goes? So he had an army for the Crystal event, and so he was like, hey, you know what? You take the Crystal, and I have to come attack you. And I went, okay, let's do this. So I had my Deathwalker army with the Zedian Infantry. He had, what's the Jandar? guys on the horse. Can't think of him. Anyway, also be on the screen. and we played that game out, and I wound up beating him. So we already had gotten the bye from a different event with my army. We didn't change point values at all. We played with whatever the point value was. Our team, Anthony and I, had gotten a bye because we had no one else to play against. So we looked at each other and went, do you want to play? Can we just play against each other? We found an empty map, and we played a game against each other. He had Braxis and Captain America, and I remember Braxis, I remember Captain America, and I think he had Venom. He might have had Marku, too, or something like that. He only had heroes. It was a hero-only army. And I wound up beating him. Round 4, we played against... I played against Simple Samaritan. But I wound up beating him, and I don't remember what army he has, because once again, let me see if it says what army... But like I said, all 4 of my games, regardless of my buys, I won 4 games in a row with Deathwalkers and Zedian Infantry and Warden 816. So let's wrap this up. Let me know what your favorite thing to look forward to for 2025. Let me know what was your favorite thing for 2024. Let's talk in the comments, man. Let's talk about what you're excited for, what you're not excited for, and let's go from there. I wish you guys the happy holidays and a happy new year. Be with your family. So end the video, go hang out with your family, or show it to your family. I don't know if that's something that you're into. I don't know. But anyway, thank you very much to all of you. And don't forget, I am not crazy. I'm Joe Crazy.